So I got involved with this project from initially doing a project earlier, about 2 years ago, called Beyond Black Mesa, which is based on a video game. And it was pretty successful. So with this project, I have yet to work on something on this scale. One thing I knew was that the people and the limited resources that we used for Beyond Black Mesa was not good enough for what we wanted this to be. So I've got some buddies. They were the ones who was going to take this film to the next level.
It was tons of work. Just moving parts everywhere. Costumes, guns, vehicles, shoot. It was a lot.
So the pre-production started about a year ago, a year before we turned on a camera, and that involved getting the script together, revising the script, figuring out where we're going to shoot this thing, these ideas and shots and scenes that we had planned out, where are those going to happen?
Birmingham used to be the steel hub of North America. Now that the Industrial Revolution is over, there are old steel factories just lying around the outskirts of this city. One of them is this place that we shot all of the battle scenes. It's called Sloss. It's a national landmark, which is perfect for shooting a war movie on a desolate other planet. And then the other place is this rock quarry. Here we are. I mean, look at this. This is real. This is not a prop. This is a real thing. It really is falling apart. At any moment, it could crush me. Obviously, it's not Los Angeles. And screen actors aren't in abundance here. So the person who is a casting director on this film, she's a theater person. And so she brought us a lot of theater people. There's not a whole lot of dialogue. So auditions were take this broomstick and run down the alley behind the studio because we've got to see what you look like when you run with the gun.
I've done a lot of theater in the past, so this was a little bit of a new experience, but it's been a fantastic one. Getting to play Army as an adult in a way that I never got to play it as a kid, you know, in full costume and weapons and running around and, you know, working in these locations that, you know, you wouldn't otherwise get to play in. So it's been basically a big play date for me.
There are a number of things that are going to make this movie great, but the thing that really takes it over the top, that makes it not look like all the other fan films out there, is the fact that we had some super legit costumes.
In the end, I think we did something like 12 costumes, something like that. And also a lot of the items that we used, especially the weaponry, was all based on airsoft guns or toy guns that were painted. And unfortunately, you know, there's only so many times that you can have an actor fall and slam the weapon to the ground before it breaks. So I was always there with my glue or my sewing needle or whatever needed to be fixed. I took care of it as quickly as possible.
For something like this, set in the future on some other planet, some sci-fi thing, if you got crappy, lame costumes, it's gonna look crappy and lame. But if you got good costumes, then you've won the first battle.
This is my first narrative, long form, you know, piece that I've worked on. So it was a huge learning process, and I got to understand the workings of changing light and trying to match consistency and those kind of things. But we had a great crew and a real positive vibe the whole time. So we, you know, had a great time.
We've run into a couple tornado warnings. Weather has almost messed us up. Sometimes it's malfunctions with vehicles. We're breaking costumes, cameras are shutting down. But you gotta expect that, you know, especially when you're running around abandoned factories with no proper shelter or anything. These things are gonna happen, but we've done a great job. One of the things we tried to do with this project is get it all in camera, all the practical special effects. When you take it into After Effects and you start adding all the good stuff, it just amplifies it.
With Beyond Black Mesa, Brian, you know, built a fan base, and I know these people really value what he does, and they're, you know, anxiously awaiting his next project. So I feel like we've raised his production value, and it's gonna it's going to be something I think that can stand up next to a lot of really high budget things.
Live action trailers are really becoming popular because one, technology makes it possible for people that aren't high budget filmmakers in LA. But also everybody wants to see the game that's on their screen come to life. So I think that's why it's so popular, is because people are able to do it now. And most of the stuff that's being done is by the fans. And usually that's the best.
So I had a great time shooting this.
That's all right.
Moving on.
How'd I do, Brian?